Knock knock.
Yes.
Hand hygiene. Hey, my name is Abby. I'm going to be your student nurse today. Could you please tell me your name and date of birth?
My name is Pam. My date of birth is 6/2/60.
Thank you. And do you know where you are today?
I'm in Brazelton, Georgia.
Do you know what year it is?
2020.
Perfect. And do you know who the president is?
Donald J. Trump.
Okay. So now I'm going to look at her head, make sure it is normocephalic. I'm going to make sure it's symmetrical. Could you smile and frown for me? Make sure her facial features are symmetrical. And then, so she is alert and oriented. Then I'm going to go ahead and check your neck. I'm going to check to make sure your lymph nodes are not palpable, and they're not. I'm going to make sure that you do not have distended neck veins and your jugular veins are not distended. I'm going to make you, could you swallow please? Her trachea is midline. I don't notice any deviation. Everything is symmetrical. Could you please stick out your tongue? Thank you. Her tongue is midline. Could you please puff air out into your cheeks like this? Thank you. Now I'm going to get out my pen light. Okay, look straight at my nose. Thank you. Okay, now without moving your head, can you please follow my pen with your eyes? Thank you. Okay, now look at me. Okay, thank you. I'm now going to ask you, can you hear this?
Yes.
Can you hear it on this side?
Yes.
Okay. Now I'm going to ask you if I may feel your carotid pulse.
Yes.
Okay, I'll feel one side at a time. Okay, now I'm going to listen to you really quickly. Okay, listen, pure aortic. Over here. Pulmonic, sorry. And then we're just gonna go a little bit under Erb's point. And then if you don't mind, I'm gonna go under here very quickly. Tricuspid and mitral. Okay. And there are no S3 or S4 extra sounds. There were clear S1 and S2s. I'm going to feel your pulses now, please. Thank you. Okay, those are equal bilaterally. Now I'm going to feel your popliteal, please, on both sides. You're okay. Now I'm going to feel your down here and your your dorsal pedis on both sides at the same time. Sorry. Okay. So she is bradycardic. I would know that by feeling here for 30 seconds or feeling here for a minute to count her pulse. I know she's bradycardic. But her rate is normal sinus. Well, her rate is normal rhythm. Okay, now I'm going to do a respiratory assessment. So I'm going to check her CO2 and I'm going to check her CO2 along with her other vitals. Her her oxygen saturation should be in the 100 or high 90s would be perfect. While we're on that, her heart rate should be no more than 60 to 100, no less than that, and her respiratory rate should be 12 to 20. So I'm now going to listen in a ladder formation on the front of your chest. Could you take a deep breath for me? Thank you. Okay, and then I'm going to do it on the back side of you in a ladder formation. Take a deep breath, please. And another one. Another one, please. And please another one. Okay. So her respiratory sounds are clear. I hear no wheezes or crackles. That sounds clear. I'm now going to place my hands on the back. Could you take a deep breath, please? And my hands moved up and down symmetrical at the same time, noting that both lungs are feeling inhaling and exhaling evenly. I'm going to check your skin too, please. I'm going to pinch it right here, and see if it tense or not. It should come back down to check her skin turgor and hydration. And then I'm going to check her capillary refill by pinching right here on her finger, and it should come back, should be less than 2 seconds. Now while I'm doing this, I'm going to check her skin for lesions. I'm going to make sure that there is no breakdown of any of her skin anywhere. I'm going to check for edema. I'm also going to check for the color, make sure it's normal for ethnicity. I'm going to look also for mucous membranes. I'm going to look at her eyes, her sclera, make sure there is no jaundice. Now I'm going to could you please move your arms and your legs like this to check for range of motion? Thank you, ma'am. Okay. Now I'm gonna ask if you could please lay down on your back. Okay. Now I'm going to listen to I'm going to inspect your stomach, if that's okay. Okay. I'm just going to inspect it, make sure there's no masses, make sure it's even, there's no abdominal distension or bladder distension, make sure there's no ascites of fluid buildup. Looks good. Now I'm going to listen to it. I'm going to listen in all 4 quadrants. Okay, her bowel sounds are normal, they're not hyper or hypoactive. Now I'm going to ask you, ma'am, when is the last time that you had a bowel movement?
This morning.
This morning, can you describe it for me? Was it hard or was it loose?
It was soft.
It was soft, okay, and what color was it?
It was brown.
Okay, thank you. Now I'm going to palpate. Does this hurt when I do this?
It does not.
It does not? Okay, I'm going to percuss. Okay, that sounds normal. Now I'm going to ask you about when was the last time you urinated?
About an hour and a half ago.
Okay, what was the color? Was it a pale yellow?
Very pale yellow.
Okay, and did it hurt? Were you having any burning or itching?
No.
Okay, have you had any emesis recently?
No.
Okay, could you sit back up for me, please? Okay, finally I'm going to check her reflexes. Okay, if you could go like this, I'm going to hold my fingers right here, and if I had a reflex hammer, which I do not, I would hit, and this arm should go like this and extend. Now if you could go like this, please. So now we'll be holding right here, and if I had you can relax, and if I had a reflex hammer, I would hit here, and I would expect this to flex. Now I'm going to check her patellar. Could you, okay. Okay, so I'm holding my hand behind her leg to support it, and I'm holding the other one. No, you can lay your leg down, actually, relax. And I'm holding my hand, or where the reflex hammer would be, right below the patella, and I would strike it, and you should expect your knee to extend out. And then I'm going to do your Achilles one, where rest your hand on my foot, please. All right, now I would hit, and you should press your foot like you're doing, pressing on a gas pedal. And I believe that's it. Thank you.